How's it going, everyone? It's Mike from PC Classic Cars back with another virtual description. Today we are going to talk about my restored 1968 Chevrolet Camaro RS. This is a vehicle I bought from an older gentleman out of California, and he owned it for a pretty long time. Apparently, it was restored back about 15 or so years ago, but still represents very well and is a very nice Camaro front to back. The driveline that's in it is a non-original 350. The suffix code is CDD and the casting number is 3970014. Backed by a turbo 350 3-speed automatic transmission. You do have power steering, power front disc brakes, drums in the rear still, manifolds, dual exhaust, stock style crossover muffler and tailpipes. Sounds good going down the road, but not terribly loud since it is a stock style exhaust system. This is a non-AC Camaro with heat only. You could add vintage AC if you want to. Other mechanical features, you do have your stock style 12-bolt rear end, front sway bar, and then you have a Corvette style master cylinder conversion done on it. Excellent driving Camaro, runs and drives down the highway at 65, 70 miles an hour extremely well. Well sorted, has been ironed out since it was restored about 15 years ago. Just an excellent, excellent first generation Camaro. On my doesn't work section, a couple small things are not working. The washer fluid sprayers aren't spraying any fluid. And then the passenger side flasher light on the interior, it only works when you hold it pressed in, but the flashers themselves do function. And then the dash clock is not functioning. So really, really minor stuff. On my normal pre-inspection where I look for leaks, bushings, wear items of the suspension and the steering components, everything actually checks out really good when it comes to the steering and the suspension. The shocks were replaced. It looks like the suspension was gone through as well when the vehicle was restored. So steering is on the tighter side. The brakes work like they should and the suspension does feel good. You do have some minor seeps coming from the bottom of the motor as well as the transmission. Looks like a little bit coming from the rear main, but for a vehicle that hasn't been regularly driven, you're going to get a little bit of that. I would regularly start driving it and see if those things seal themselves back up before I paid to have some seals redone. But just really minor seepage coming from the bottom of the motor and the transmission. On the exterior, it was a color change. It's this really nice charcoal metallic color. Originally, it was a ivory car, which was code T. Now it is, again, this charcoal metallic. Shows well. Paint quality is nice. Doors open and close really well. Deck lid opens and closes properly. Same thing with the hood. Cosmetically, it is a very nice car. Paint shows great. Some very small little road imperfections from it being driven since it was restored and painted, but it's all very minor. You have some minor little scuffs, just kind of in miscellaneous areas. You'll see photos of that stuff in my additional informations tab. The trim, the bumpers, the glass, all that stuff represents very nice as well. On the interior, same thing. It is a black interior now. Originally, it was code 722 gold. So the color change to black does not bother me one bit. Represents very nice. Bucket seats, center console, manual windows and locks. You do have the console gauges with the oil pressure, temp, and voltage. You do have a factory tach and your factory dash clock. Again, that dash clock is in op. You do have an aftermarket auto sound AM/FM stereo with 6x9 speakers in the rear package tray. Overall, the interior represents very, very nice. Nothing really for me to note on the interior outside of the heater airflow is a little bit weak at the dash or coming out of the dash vents. Out of the defrost and the floor, the volume of heat is good, but out of the dash itself isn't a crazy volume of heat, but the heater does work. On the engine bay, when you pop the hood, it represents very clean. The firewall, the inner fenders, the core support, and the radiator, all of that is very nice. The wiring is all in good shape and nothing is cobbled up. Engine's all painted very nice. Supposedly, when it was restored, the motor was completely rebuilt. I don't have any paperwork for that, but with how well it runs, my guess is that's probably accurate information. No issues in the engine bay. Again, very, very clean front to back. The underneath is really the same as the rest of the car. The subframe was completely removed from the car and all painted. Floors are excellent, no issues whatsoever. The exhaust is all very nice. Suspension, steering components, like we talked about earlier in this video, it all shows very, very well. Very solid, very clean Camaro. No rust issues, no rust problems. Again, this car came from California, so that's probably why it was such a good original body when they started. Overall, fantastic in a very tight driving Camaro RS. The underneath is very clean. The motor, transmission, steering, suspension, all your mechanical components are awesome. Only thing I would do is I'd add vintage AC to it if I had to do anything. Other than that, it's a pretty much ready to go car. Very nice cosmetically. The other thing I did forget to note, it does have the 15-inch rally wheels on it. The tires are a 225/60. The date code is 2012, but no dry rot or cracking. So the tires are a little bit older. If you wanted to replace those, you could, but they don't have to be done at this very moment. As always, I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of my virtual descriptions. Make sure you check out the test drive video along with the additional information tab on my website, pcclassiccars.com. I'll catch you guys on the next video and hope you have a great rest of your day.